Look at how beautiful that is.
Fresh eggs. How cool is this?
Where else are you gonna get this unless it just came out of a chicken? Look how thick that yolk is. That's perfect. I think we're gonna have some pretty good gelato. Hi friends, welcome back to CookOut. I'm Chef Maria Hines. Right behind me is Annie. I'm gonna milk a cow for the very first time with my sister-in-law, and we're gonna get fresh cream, and we're gonna collect some fresh eggs all right here on my sister-in-law's farm, and we're gonna make salted caramel gelato. It's gonna be incredible. Every part of my life, of all of our lives, food touches. I'm Chef Maria Hines, and on the show, we're going to explore how to make food taste mind-blowingly delicious, nutrition, celebrating the great outdoors, the impact that food has on the planet, our bodies, and our communities. We're gonna go on this journey together, we're gonna learn, we're gonna cook, and we're gonna have a lot of fun. I've never milked a cow before. I'm really happy this is a miniature cow. I'm really happy this is a friendly cow. Farm animals are a little intimidating for me. I've had a couple of altercations in the past. So it's taking both of us a little minute to relax here.
Oh, yeah, but you're starting to get there. There you go. Perfect.
We're almost done with the milking process. So let's say bye to Annie, and we'll move on to the next. Look at how beautiful that is. I think we're gonna have some pretty good gelato. So we just got milk from your cow on your farm. This is Keelan, by the way. This is my niece. We're gonna go and collect some eggs.
Hi.
Oh my goodness, they're beautiful. We get to get the eggs, Keelan. You're like a chicken whisperer, Keelan.
There we are.
Oh, whoa, look at that.
And you can feel them. They're still nice and warm.
Fresh eggs, how cool is this? I have a new friend. Hello, friends. The first thing we're gonna do is separate out our eggs. Look at those beautiful yolks. My goodness. Look at how gorgeous that is. Look at that. That's incredible. Oh my goodness. I just wanna slurp that, but we're making something, so we won't do that right now. And the eggs is what is going to form our custard. Okay, so that is why we're separating it out, and it's gonna make a really rich, delicious ice cream here. This is like hyper local. This is like micro local. This is like local from like the land that I'm actually standing on right now. Like, I think this is the most local thing that I've ever actually done. So we have our sea salt here from San Juan Island that we actually harvested just the other day with Brady. And we have this beautiful cream. Look at that cream. Look at how rich it is. I can taste it as I pour it. What I'm doing right now is I'm gonna let the salt kind of dissolve into the cream, and I'm just gonna bring this up to a simmer. As soon as it comes to a simmer, I'm gonna shut it off, and then it's gonna be ready to temper the eggs with the sugar. This is coconut sugar. Let's talk about sugar, shall we? I've moved to coconut sugar because it has a higher nutrient density. There's a lot of zinc, magnesium, potassium, but at the end of the day, it's still sugar. It's not to say that you can eat as much of this as you want because it has some nutrients in there, but it's just kind of a nice alternative, and it's something that keeps me mindful about the amount of sugar that I am eating, because I love sugar. It's very seductive. I could eat a ton of sugar. So this is a way for me to kind of slow it down, and it's not quite as sweet as cane sugar. And then now we're gonna add our egg yolks. Okay, I'm just gonna give them a little, look at that, look how thick that is. I mean, you're not gonna get this. Where else are you gonna get this unless it just came out of a chicken? Look how thick that yolk is. That's just stunning. So now I'm gonna mix this into my coconut sugar. Get all of the goodness out of that bowl. I'm just gonna add the caramel in here. I love the color of that caramel. So that color of caramel tells me that it's been taken, the caramel's been taken a little bit further. So it really brings out, it's not burnt in any way, but it brings out a little bit more of a savory quality. And given that, you know, we have a lot of the sweetness going on in here, it's nice to bring up that savory quality a little bit so we get a really nice balance. If I was to just take this really, really hot cream and add it into the egg yolks, the protein from the yolks, it's just gonna coagulate immediately and everything, it's just gonna break. And then you're gonna get those little, I don't know if you've ever had that like kind of gritty consistency whenever you're trying to make a custard. And it's because the egg saw too much heat. So you wanna make sure that you slow down the temperature when you introduce the cream to the eggs. And that process is called tempering. And you can see right here, it's coming up to a simmer. So we're gonna turn this off and then we're gonna slowly add the cream to our sugar and egg mixture. And a little bit at a time. And then you just wanna give it a minute. You see how it's all coming together there? You wanna wait for it to kind of come together, okay? And then you're gonna slowly add some more. And really take your time with this process. It's gonna take you like an extra, 30 seconds, an extra minute to really get that temper just right where you want it. And it's worth taking that extra time to make sure that you don't break this cream, especially when you're using such beautiful product. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pour it back in the pot and cook it directly into the pot. I'm gonna tell you right now that this is a custard hack, and if you do it, like, you really gotta stay on it, okay? Because typically what you would do is you'd add a little bit of water to this pan, and then after you add a little bit of water, you'd take this and you'd set it on top, and then you would put your custard in here, and then you would mix it here. This gives you a lot of control. It does take twice as much time to be able to do it, but it really gives you a lot more control, and it gives you control to not actually break your custard, especially if you're working with a stove unit that's unfamiliar to you. That's kind of like the bomb-proof way to do it. We're gonna go a little bit faster. Teaspoon of vanilla. That looks teaspoon-ish. When you do this hack, this fast hack, you need to make sure that you are constantly stirring and stirring and stirring. And when you're getting that direct heat from the bottom of the pan, that is when the coagulation can occur, especially with a beautiful thick bottom pan like this. And what I'm gonna start looking for is I'm gonna start looking for these bubbles. If I see that it's coming up a little too much, you just slide it off to the side, and then that gives you some control over it as well. The bubbles are starting to thicken up a little bit. They're not as translucent. Before they were super translucent. You can see they're starting to get a little opaque. Look at that beautiful caramel color. Always take time to hang your head over the pot and just smell what you're doing. Use all your senses when you're cooking, because it's a really beautiful process. And then how do you know when your custard is done, you ask? Well, what you want to do is you want to use a wooden spoon, okay? And then with the wooden spoon, you want to see if it coats the back of the spoon, and you want it to hold a line, okay? Just like that. See that? And see how it's dripping just a little bit? So we're gonna go just like, I don't know, a couple more minutes. We're gonna wait till it holds that line for us. The thing is you don't want it to get too thick, because then you kind of end up making this like ice cream butter situation, and it really becomes kind of unpleasant, and then the ice cream becomes really cloying on you. That's looking really nice right there. You see that? It's got some nice thick bubbles in there. All right, we're gonna do the line test again. Do you see how much thicker that is? See how it's really holding a tight line? That's a custard. We're gonna put it back in this beautiful, beautiful handmade bowl. Okay, and I don't wanna waste a drop of this. Annie was good to us. The chickens were good to us. Again, and when it comes to respecting your food, along with that is not wasting food and just really remembering where it comes from. Even if it's not from an animal, there's a farmer that grew it. They stewarded the soil. They took care of the land. They made a lot of sacrifices to bring food to our table. So we want to make sure that we don't waste it. So we have our cooler right here, ready to go, full of ice. It'll probably take about, a glass of wine to get it, about that time frame to get this chilled down. Go have a glass of wine, then we're gonna churn some ice cream. I think we have nice chilled custard. Let's see what we have here. Ooh, the bottom of the bowl feels nice and cold. So do the sides. All right, let's see if it, oh, look at that. That's perfect. That's the consistency. That's what we're looking for right there. In goes the custard. All right, so our ice cream is ready to go, but just to double check, we're gonna take a look here and see how it's kind of set up on its own right there. That's how you know it's done. All right, so we're gonna turn this off. All right, look at that. See how it's pulling away from that? That's exactly what we want. I'm guessing I'll be licking this clean later, but we don't need to see that. I'm gonna serve it right out of this. I can't wait. This isn't hitting the freezer. This is hitting me in my family's stomach. Where's my family? Time for some ice cream. Oh, that is so good.
It's like,
Oh my goodness. Oh, I wanna cry, it's so delicious. That is amazing. This is what ice cream is all about. Hey, if you wanna see more of this, please hit the subscribe button, leave some comments, and let me know what you wanna see so we can keep adventuring together. All right, take care. We're out.